Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center here to congratulate you on your purchase of your Heartland Prowler 271 BR travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration. On your campsite, there's plenty of room for your awning to come out. And on your off campsite, there's plenty of room for your slide to come in and out. Preferably nothing hanging over top of it, and leave yourself a nice walking path. Because what else I need you to think about is where your power and water connections are going to be. Those are going to be behind your tires, almost at the very rear of the unit, on your driver's side of your tow vehicle or your off campsite. Your camp water and your power are going to be here. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing you do, get your unit level. Unit's equipped with a power tongue jack, night docking light. Simply retract the lower, extend the raise until you got your unit level. They do have a rubber stopper here. Underneath that is a manual override, so you can get this up and down if you lose power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts when you arrive. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose. You just came down the road. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. The unit's also equipped with power stabilizing jacks. Now, as I extend these down, I am going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Better distribute the weight, a really good investment. Use your 10% off coupon, put one down on both sides here, get a 4-pack, run them down just until they're taut. Once you start to feel the unit lift at all, go ahead and stop. Because remember, these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. We've already got our unit level. All we want to do is get it stable. So we'll run these back up here. And quickly show you the ones in the rear. Come back here, hit extend. And another note, sometimes your feet may be twisted up or down. So just loosen this bolt and straighten your foot out. Again, extend this side down, same thing, just until they're taut. Once we get our unit level and stable, we can go ahead and hook up our power and water. Big long 30 amp cord right here. At the end of this 30 amp cord, should you need, is a 30 to 110 adapter if you need to plug in at home. That comes with your convenience pack. Got your power hooked up, let's hook up our water. Our campsites will hook up at city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator will reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this when putting fluid in here or your black tank flush. Hook that up, hook your hose up, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Over here on your campsite is your hot water heater. All we're going to do at this point, make sure our drain plug's in there. Throw some plumber's tape around that, not putty. Get that in there nice and snug. Then once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn on your hose. If your hose has been on for a while, if you need, you can deploy your slide to get to your water taps. Open up all your water taps. Once you have water flowing through all those, you can shut them off. You know the air's out of the lines, and then you can turn on your hot water heater from indoors. There is an on-off electric element switch right here set to off. The only time you ever want to turn this on here, as well as electric indoors, is if you're hooked up to 110. Hot water heater doesn't seem to be working. Come out here and look and see if these are bubbled up. They are reset bubbles. Just press that back in, and then your pressure release valve. So let's say we're going to go camping. We're not going to hook up at a campsite. We're going to go boondocking. In that case, we're just going to fill our fresh water tank, which is right next to your hot water. Potable water goes in here. No need for a water pressure regulator. Simply fill this up with a hose. 2 ways to tell when it's full. 1, there's an overflow valve right here. 2, on the inside where you check your battery and black and gray tank levels, there's also a fresh water button. You can watch that to see when it's full. Once it is, remove your hose. Then when you want to use that water, turn on your water pump. Remember, don't turn on your water pump when using city water. That's already pressurized. Alright, we're all set up with power and water. We're all set to camp. I'm going to go ahead and walk you around the outside of the unit, starting here on the campsite. In the rear is your stabilizing jacks. On your awning, if it's raining and the picnic table's down at that end, you want the rain to come this way, you have a Solera pitch adjust that will hold there and run the rainwater this way. Your awning lights, outdoor speakers, a vent for your microwave, a vent for your furnace. 2 things, make sure this isn't blocked, and if you are running your furnace, steer clear because that flue will get hot. Again, your hot water heater, your fresh water tank, low point drains. Down here's where we'll drain those at. Fresh water over there, city water there. Also, prep, if you want to set a TV outside, you can plug in right there and hook your cable up here. This little piece here will hold your door open, latches in there. Your front stabilizing jacks. Your pass-through storage with all your hitch work. There's a handle for your manual override for your slide. Coming to the front, your propane does have a cover and a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using, lefty-loosey to open. You'll see it go from red to green. Gas and gas. There's your battery posts. Check those when you arrive. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose. Also prep for a solar panel. Hook a solar panel up here and that'll trickle charge your batteries. Around your off camp side, the other side of your pass-through storage. On your slides, they make a wiper fluid that'll go on these slide wipers. Way to get longevity out of the life of these is to keep them pliable. Get some of that and spray it on those a couple times a year. When the slides close, we can access the second gray tank. But back here will be your black and gray tanks. Again, your power, city water connection, hot cold outdoor shower. The handle will fit right down here. There's your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when we dump our black and gray tanks. Here's where you plug in the cable at the campsite. There's a spare tire. You also prep for a Furrion backup camera. Device that sits on the dash of your tow vehicle, giving you a backup camera on the unit. Second access door into your storage and bunk area. And that brings us back around to the campsite. That about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. Coming inside your unit, first thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Coming up the wall, immediately as you come in, will be your interior lights and your exterior lights. Here's your slide control in and out. We'll run that back in later. Here is your awning. So on your awning, you only want to extend that until your flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see your metal bar. That will extend past that and start to roll itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it. When you run it out, make sure you don't run it out too far. On the wall here is a QR code for owner's manual from Heartland and internet upgrades that you can get the WineGuard subscriptions on these. Finish running your awning back in. Awning lights off. We'll continue our tour. Dual sinks here, individual lighting, a self-explanatory microwave. Your stovetop has a light and a fan. Glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Turn this to light, hit your spark, and there's your flame. Same thing on the oven here. Turn this to light. It's down here somewhere. Oh, this one does have a pilot, excuse me. So this one you will have to go down and light the pilot light. I've done away with a lot of pilot lights lately. That's why I thought they didn't have one. In order to cold fridge, hold that in for about 3 seconds. That'll turn it on. Or 5 seconds. So whatever's white on here is what we're controlling. I'm trying to get you better. So for example, right now it's on the fridge. If I come over here, it would be the control of the freezer. But I keep the freezer at 5. The fridge, come over here and lower that down to 3. And this last one is a night mode. That's telling the fridge, hey, I'm not going to be opening and closing as much. Please save me some power. And it does so. On the wall here is your thermostat. Let's turn that on. Let's go right to turning the AC on. There's your AC. We're going to switch to off. So your AC shuts off quickly. Now I'm going to go to your furnace. Let's throw all those to heat. Just set it, yes, it's set to 99, so it should come on here. See it flashing, it'll come on right after that. Now there's your heat. I'm going to shut your heat off. You'll notice that you'll hear the heat fan running a little bit longer before it shuts off. Down below that is going to be your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you're going to be boondocking and you're gone for the day and you don't have anything plugged in charging your battery, disconnect one of your battery posts to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. Coming into your bunk area. Turn on some lighting in here. Oh, there it is. So you see these will fold down, unsnap here, in the middle, and then make sure you fold your legs down on both ends. That becomes a bunk. Bring one of your cushions down here. Be sure to push that in when you snap that back. Keep these snapped up completely for travel. There's that ladder for your top bunk. You're prepped for a TV here with 110 in cable. Come back into your bathroom. A couple things in here. You have a hand crank open. Oops. There's your fan. Fan there. Here's where you check your levels. Your battery. Your fresh tank, that's the one I said you can hold down to tell when your potable water is full. Your black and gray tanks. Here's where you turn on your water pump if using potable water. Here's where you turn on your water heater if using gas. Your water heater if using electric. 110 with GFCI reset in here. Back out of here, if you lift your table up, oops, excuse me, in the hallway here. Access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s in there, a couple of 40s. Highly recommend having them with you when you go camping. Back in the living room here. If you lift your table up, your legs will remove. Set your table down on these lips here. Put your back cushions on top, and that gives you another sleeping area. Over here, this will jackknife down to a sleeping area. It gives you a little storage. Or lay it down to sleep on. Put it back, lift up on the front, and pull it back towards you. Nope, I would get the part that folds down. So this also folds down into a cup holder. You're all prepped for a TV over here. If you hook up a TV, when you get to the campsite, make sure this green light is on before you run your digital channel scan for local channels. It's a digital channel enhancer to allow you to pick up more channels. Down here is your sound system. Let's see how that works here. Go to home. Oh, here's the on off button. Alright, so I figured out, hold on up here to turn it on. This will bring you to home. So you got Bluetooth, radio, auxiliaries, language. I don't want language. Go to your radio. So you can go zones.
Even better than before.
Go back here to select.
You 10%.
Should be a spot here that you can change it indoors to outdoors. Select. So I figured it out here. Touch the top and it'll turn it on. Once you're on, you go to home. Pick your radio. When you touch your volume, that'll give you your zones. Turn it up or all the way off indoors. Turn it up outdoors. Go back to home if you want to go to USB or Bluetooth or auxiliary hookups. Go back here to shut that to go off. Come back into your bedroom. Lighting here. As well as here. 110's next to the bed. Storage underneath. You also prep for a TV back here. There's a wine guard hookup. You'll have to get a hold through gateway to get that. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite. Doors and drawers is my phrase. Go through the unit, make sure that all doors and drawers are closed, that nothing's going to impede any of your slides from coming in. To come to my main control panel and shut off my lights, because then I can walk through and see any individual lighting I may have left on. Just walk through your unit and make sure all your lights are off. Doors and drawers. Especially this one. You don't need that hanging out a little bit and get caught by your slide. So once I've got all our lights off, I can turn them back on here at the control panel and bring our slide in. It's okay to hear that noise. That's just the slide mechanism saying I'm in far enough. So coming out of the unit, you want to make sure that this exterior door is all the way open so that this doesn't catch coming in. See how close it comes? Once that's in, turn this either way. That'll lock you in here. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn your handle. At this point, we're going to bring up all of our stabilizing jacks. We're going to unhook our power, our water, and our cable. After our water is done, we're going to come back to our campsite and dump our low point drains. If we're at a campsite, we'll dump those. If we're boondocking, we'll dump that one. Now we're going to come to our hot water heater. We're going to lift up on our pressure release valve. That's going to dump the remainder of the hot water out of our hot water heater, like so. Drop that down and pull your drain plug. Hook up your hitch and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. The dump's going to be all the way at the rear on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. You're going to have your first one you got to dump here, and your second galley tank right in front of your tires. 10-foot hose comes to your convenience pack. Hook this up and pull your black handle, your sewage handle. That's going to be this one here. Once you're done with that handle there, once it sounds like it's no longer draining, you're going to again take your water pressure regulator, come up here to your tank flush, hook that up with the hose at the dump station. With your black handle open, let that hose run for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. Shut that off, close your black handle, pull your gray handle. That's going to be cleaner water as your sinks and your showers. That'll clean your hose out a little bit for you. Once that's done, close that up. Bring your hose down to galley tank number 2. Hook up to that, pull that handle. Once that one's done, take the sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it in your bumper. Again, thank you so much for your purchase. Hope you guys enjoy this Prowler for many years to come. Happy camping.